Hey there, it's Mrs. J. Today we're going to look at day 2 of 25 days in Inventor, and we're going to look at section analysis. I'm going to make something like this. So let's go back up to the home screen, and let's make sure that you are in your 25 days project. It is checked off, green check. Double click part. Here we go. I'm going to start a new sketch and put it right down here on this plane. All right, let's make a circle. Put it right in the center and make it 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches, and finish your sketch. Hit the home button to get it in front of me. Zoom out a little bit. Let's do an extrusion. So we want to look at a tapered extrusion here and not just a regular one. So we can do two things, tapered extrusion and section analysis. When you do an extrusion, you know you can bring it up or down, extrude or cut. We want to make it 1, which is what it defaults to, but let's taper it. So over here we have a taper angle. Taper A means taper angle. And once you click in here where it says 0 degrees, you can type in your degrees or you can drag this arrow. Dragging it lets you see what you're trying to do. We want to go negative and we want to have a nice point on top. It's hard to see it, but I think it's negative 45. So negative 45, enter. And you could type that here or there, decimal or not, should work. Negative 45.0. Yeah, that'll work. It's okay if you're not precise. We're just trying to get the idea of this. I'm going to go ahead and add color to mine so that there's contrast. It is difficult to see without color. Yeah, that's pretty bright. I won't go into the reds in case you're red-green colorblind. Check mark. Okay, so you don't have to do that. I wanted you to see it. I'm going to use the orbit tool on the right. So it's just an extrusion, and you added a taper with an angle. On your exam, they'll ask you to do that. They'll say, create this extrusion, add a taper angle of negative 35 degrees, 45, whatever they say. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is rotate it with the orbit tool. So you can see the bottom. You use a view tool up here or the orbit tool. Once you're in there, let's try the shell feature. Come up to your modify panel, shell command, and click the bottom of this spinny looking thing. Let's change that thickness to 0.05. Get rid of the 1, put 0.5. Makes it nice and thin. Make sure the arrow is pushing it in. If you're not sure, rotate it. You should see it hollow. And click OK. You do lose your color when you do that, but you can just add it back on by going across. Again, you don't have to. I just did it so you can view it better. Okay, you can always type in your RGB numbers or just drag. Okay, so rotate tool, take a look at it. If they asked you now for the mass of your property, remember that would be different if you skip the shell feature. That's a lot of material removed. But we're going to look at section analysis today. So home button. And we're going to go to inspect. It's a different tab. And in that tab, we're going to go to the analyze panel. And we're going to use the section tool. It says cross-section analysis. Click that. And it already defaults that the plane is in use. So don't click it. That deselects it. Just leave it alone. Come over here to the side. Your model browser over here, the model. Click the origin and hover until you see a plane that cuts right through it. We have a couple of choices. We have the YZ plane. The XZ plane is not what we're looking for right now. We have the XY plane. They both cut through it. I'm going to choose XY. I'm just going to left click on it. And you can pull this to varying degrees. I'm going to leave it right where it is. It's just easier to look at. But if you wanted to bring it further forward, you could. I'm going to click apply. And that's it. I thought it was okay. And cancel. So this does not change your product. It still has the same mass, volume, and properties that it did when it was full. What it did was cut it through so you can take a look at what's going on. It's helpful for you, say you wanted to build something in here. You could cut this open and then go put a a new sketch in there and work in there. Okay, so let's put it like this. Rotate it somehow so that I can see your section analysis, right? I want to see that right there. Open up your solid bodies, solid 1, and right click and open up properties. So in your screenshot for submission, we should be able to see your section analysis like this. And right here, the body properties. It's important that you click update. And then your mass should be the same. Your mass, your area, your volume. They'll ask you for one of those items when you're taking the certification exam. Take your screenshot like this, show it all the way from the model, so I can see you have an extrusion and a shell, all the way here and across through to this right here. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to, when you're done, click OK, click Save, and we're going to call this day 2. Oops. And remember, this is our extrusion. No, I said that wrong. Section analysis and shell features. Thanks for watching.